Alright, the universal right to free expression. An interpretation of the Library Bill of Rights. Freedom of expression, basic human right with a foundation of the self-government with include the right to free speech, press, religion, assembly, and association. Also means having the right to receive the information without interfering with to keep personal information private. The American Library Association will endorse the principle of the Universal Declaration of Human Rights adopted by the United Nations General Assembly. The preamble states the recognition of inherently dignity and equal and inalienable rights of all members of the human family, with the foundation of freedom, justice, and peace in the world, and the advent of the world in which the human belongs should enjoy the freedom of speech, belief, the freedom and fear of the one has been proclaimed as highest aspiration of the common people. Article 12 of the document states that no one should be subject to the arbitrary interference with the privacy of family, home, and the correspondent or attacks of on his honor or reputation. Everyone have the right to protection of the law against such interference with their attacks. Article 18. Everyone have the right to freedom of thought with the conscience with religion, and the right include the freedom to change his religion and belief, change his religion or belief, the freedom of either alone or in a community with the others or in public or private to manifest his religion or belief, the teaching of the practice, worship, the observance. Article 19. Everyone have the right to freedom of the opinion and expression of the right includes freedom to hold of opinions or the interference, seek with the receive the import part information idea with history with any of the media with regards to its frontiers. Article 20. Everyone have the right to freedom of the peaceful assembly and association. No one may be compelled to belong to any association. In Article 213, the UN General Assembly reaffirming the right of privacy apply with the digital communication with the right required with the government member nation with the respect and protect with the people's privacy rights. The American Library Association believes that every person has the right to no matter the origin, age, background, view of the American Library Association should be committed with the principle of the Library Bill of Rights Code of Ethics. Principles should be upheld with the library with the library workers well with the American Library Association international relations policy reflect these objectives to encourage the exchange of the dissemination and accept the information unrestricted flow of the library materials all of the formats throughout the world. Censorship and ignorance and manipulation of the tools used in those in power. American Library Association actively supports net neutrality, transparency, accountability. Governments of the company with the block of the control of the minor and personal communication without consent, overtime of the unfair, with the unjust, the same entities or collect large amounts of the personal information without due process, with the transparent, with the view of the public trust, with the threatened with the privacy, with the harms, right to free expression. Everyone benefits with the people, the tree, with the respect, with the life, with the idea, with the information, and the freely share with the debated, with the tested, with the public fear. American Library Association committed with the human rights, especially with the right to privacy of free expression, and the rights of the sense of the practice of librarianship, the right of the privacy of free expression, and outside of the public embrace for the economic, cultural, or cultural the rights inherent with every person and cannot be taken away with reduced or denied by the government or businesses. True justice, equality, depending on the protecting and using these rights every day. Information ideas have power. They can inspire justice, restore freedom and dignity with the exploited, with the expressed, or exploited to the exploited and oppressed, change the hearts and minds of the oppressor, offer opportunity for a better life of all the people. Throughout history, courageous people to have the defendant with the right to speak freely, even when in the face of a threat or slave with the captivity, torture, or the exile of death. These actions demonstrate the free expression of the basic human right, and that it demands justice for the bravery of the American Library Association. These challenge library workers to stay committed to promoting and defending the rights of privacy and free expression. There is no such thing as good censorship, restriction, free expression, flow of information leads to the discrimination, oppression, and using censorship fight oppression only causes more harm. People can truly be free without personal privacy. Society that does not respect personal privacy will fail to see where the rights of the freedoms are taken away. There's privacy, freedom of the expression of any of the person anywhere with the threat to the privacy, freedom of all the people to wear everywhere with a violation of the human rights that have been recorded with nearly every country of the society around the world, village and sea, protecting the rights as best over the defense and response to the violation. American Library Association oppose the government action that prevents people from exercising the rights. Everyone should be able to free to seek, receive, and share information and ideas without interference. Library workers must actively resist these abuses to support them effectively by them. condemns any government effort to leave the library to library workers for the people. The right the library exists to help the people to speak with, receive, share information, ideas, law, contracts, get agreements over limits of the rights to go against the mission of the library. Is also violate professional responsibility of the library workers. Reject censorship in any form of the action that denies basic human rights, weaken and will resist oppression. They also have the empower of the oppressor undermine in the course of the cause of the justice. Censorship harms justice and destroys freedom. As such as American Library Association will not stand down from these principles. Okay, and that's universal right to freedom, free expression, and interpretation of the Library Bill of Rights.